Welcome, Tailgate Legends. We are heading into week 4. This is my first video since the day of the draft. I did the rankings while I was trashed. Lizzie helped me out. I thought it was a pretty good video. So I actually did this video last night. So it's Friday right now. I actually did it last night during the Thursday night football game. And my phone died when I was like 2/3 of the way through. Super disappointing because I thought I was going to be able to come on and just do the rest of the video, like the last 5-10 minutes, whatever, and then just combine them. Nope, video, or my phone never saved the video, so I'm just redoing it. I want to make sure I get one out here, so I'm going to try to be a little more consistent with it. I'm thinking like Thursday nights, when I'm watching the football game, I'll try to get a video out there. So I know some of you guys really like them, some of you guys don't really care, but I think it makes the league more fun. So yeah, I will try to get one out. Maybe not every week, but maybe every other week. But so we're off to a pretty good start. Everything seems to be going pretty much the same way it always does. A lot of surprises, good and bad. A lot of good teams out there. Even the bad teams are pretty good teams. You really just never know what's going to happen. So I'm not going to go through the standings. It's still pretty early. We're only 3 weeks in. But I am going to run through last week's matchups, winners and losers. Then I'm going to run through, next week's matchups and my predictions. And then in the middle, I'm going to do just kind of my top 5 biggest surprises. So top 5 good and top 5 bad. So 10 total. And that's just not necessarily who I think is like the fantasy MVP or anything, just surprises. So we'll run through that. But I do want to start with last week's matchups. So to kick it off, we had first matchup, public enemy number 1, who is Whitey, up against Pitts Creek Boggs. Whitey ended up winning that one 109-96. Dude, on the back of Caleb Williams there for Whitey, 41 from Caleb. Probably the first good game he's ever put up. He also had J.K. Dobbins, got him 19. Not too much after that. McLaurin 12, Hawk 14. Nothing crazy. On the other hand, Boggs put up 96. I believe he would have won if he would have started Drake May over Patrick Mahomes. Dude, Patrick Mahomes, it's so tough because the last couple of years, like, dude, he's just not that good of a fantasy quarterback. Like, he's not going to lose you. Like, he put up 15 points. Could you say that lost in the week? Yeah, you probably could, but I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know what you're trying to expect out of Patrick Mahomes at this point. James Cook got him 23. Pickens got him 17. Other than that, dog shit. So that's the first matchup. Whitey got the win 109-96. I think I said that. But second matchup, we have Achan, your brown neighbors, who is Burns, up against Shearer, who is Evan Shearer. I've said it a million times. I'll say it again. You got to change your fucking team name. Still. So Burns comes away with the win, 149-108. Burns' team looks super elite right now. We're only 3 weeks in, but man, Hurts put up a 40 spot, ETN 13, Kenneth Walker 22, AJ Brown 20, Seahawks D 16, Matt Gay 14. On the other side, Evan, Baker got you 21. Not bad, but not great. Jahmyr Gibbs got you 26. Other than that, like, Devontae got you 14. McBride got you 12. Like, I don't know, but that just ain't going to get it to 108 points. Generally speaking, 108 just doesn't get it done in this league, which was the case here. Wasn't a whole lot Evan was going to do. Like, Burns right now, I would say Burns is probably the favorite to win. And I mean that. I genuinely mean that. Like, he's got a ton of depth. His team's in a really good spot. I love my team, but my team's just not in a good spot right now. But we'll see what happens. Next, we have Touches Penix who is Lemish, up against Sam and Co., who is Sam, which, by the way, have not seen or heard from Weiler or Brady in quite some time. So I'm like super curious. Is this just Sam's team now? But the team's pretty good. So maybe Weiler and Brady will come back because they're like, oh, this team is pretty good. Maybe we'll come back. I don't know. No, but I just haven't heard from you guys in a while or seen you guys for a while. So, but Sam and Co. did get the win 147 to 117 against Lemish. Michael Penix got 1.7 points. Lamar had 35. Lemish's team doesn't look terrible. It actually doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look great, but it doesn't look that bad either. Like JT and Javonte, both of those guys look pretty good. And obviously Mike Evans got hurt. So his receiving core needs some work, but he's got Garrett Wilson. Jacoby Myers got him 9. That's not going to kill you. Lemish put up 117 with his quarterback only giving him 1 point. If his quarterback gives him, 21 points, like that's still below average, gives him another 20, you're looking at 137 points. So Lemish's team looks pretty good. It's unfortunate that he's 0-3, but the team still looks pretty good. So you never know what could happen. And then on the other hand, Sam's team, this team looks really great. Lamar with 35. JSN looks like he's taking a step up. He's got 21. Amon-Ra 18. Mark Andrews with 25. Maybe he's back. I don't know. But yeah, so Sam's team, it looks really good. He even had Keenan Allen on the bench. You never know. But right now he looks like a buzzsaw. So next we had the underdogs, me against Pump and Munch, Yacht. Yacht did beat me by 3, 117 to 114. Like I said, like my team just doesn't. It doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look great. Got a lot of issues right now, but I had Love only getting me 14. That fucking killed me. That game was weird, man. I feel like Jordan Love should have thrown for 1 more touchdown. I feel like that pick really screwed me. That pick screwed me in a couple ways because it gave up points against my defense. So I lost points from my quarterback and I lost points from my defense from giving up points. So that interception from Jordan Love it ruined my week. But I love my running backs. Jordan Mason, McCaffrey, Bijan all put up good weeks. Packers D got me 10. Other than that, not a whole lot happening. On the other side, Bo Nix, he did okay, 17, but Nico got him 19, Kincaid got him 16. Like Kincaid doesn't even look that bad. He's still not playing a ton, which is weird, but it looks like he might be kind of finding his groove again, but we'll see. So yeah, super unfortunate. My efficiency rating was 68%, and it's not going to be good on the year because I do have a lot of depth. Like Trey Tucker, 41 points on my bench. Obviously, I'm never fucking starting Trey Tucker. But I don't know. If he keeps on putting up 40 burgers, maybe I will. I don't know. But yeah, it sucks because there's not a whole lot you can do. If I would have started Tyreek over Jamar Chase or Ladd McConkey, then I would have won. But what are you going to do? Next, we have Shit the Bed Fred Prusky against Ricky 2000. Shit the Bed Fred comes away with the win, 159 to 101. Wild. Prusky went from last week, I believe he set the record for the worst week in tailgate history, 40-some points. So bad. And he had a legitimate starting lineup. You look at that starting lineup, it's not even that bad. You go into that week, I'm looking at his lineup, I'm like, dude, how the fuck did you only put up 40-some points? It's not even a bad lineup. It just shit happens that way sometimes. And then you come back the very next week, almost the same lineup, a couple differences, but almost the same lineup. 159. Like, that's fucking fantasy football for you. But Ricky 2000, Roofer didn't have a great week, only put up 101. Herbert got him 17, not terrible. Puka 17. Waddle 13. Emeka Ibuka 12, but, just nothing special there. On the other side, for Prusky, David Montgomery with 37 points. Like, that's not going to happen every week, but it happened for him this week. Cortland Sutton with 23. Vikings defense, 33. And his kicker, 21. Like, his kicker and his defense this week outscored his entire team last week. Like, it's wild. And he had some people on the bench. Gino with 38 on the bench. Hampton with 25 on the bench. Prusky's team looks like it could be dangerous. Next, we have Kraft Yak and Cheese, Lemke. Going up against Cheeseheads with Attitude, Landon. Landon comes away with the win, 86-76. This is the battle of the turds. Landon, Josh Allen saved his week, 29 points out of him. What saved his week was Lemke's team was ass. Landon comes away with the win with 86 points. Lemke only put up 76. Like, Kyron got him 26. Prescott, Dak got him 14. Other than that, nothing going for that guy. So that's that. Those are last week's matchups. Pretty good. Now I'm going to roll into just kind of early surprises, good and bad. I'm going to start with the bad. And these are, just fantasy football surprises to me anyway. My number one fantasy surprise, negative, of course. I'm going to have to go with Brian Thomas Jr. He's not getting shut out, but definitely doesn't look like, BTJ of last year. Kind of alligator arm stuff and some drops, and hopefully he gets it figured out. I think he will, but man, that's a slippery slope, so you never know. Very disappointing. I actually benched him after week 1. I'm just like, dude, I can't. After week 2, I don't know, man. This looks real sketchy right now. But hopefully they can turn it around. They don't really have many other people to throw to, so he's got that working in his favor. But we'll see, man. So far, we're off to a shit start, though. Next, I have Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, I know he salvaged yesterday's game with 66 yards and a touchdown, but man, you could pretty much put one interception for sure you can put completely on him. And you almost could put that second interception on him too, quitting on a route. I don't know if he can turn it around completely or not. 66 yards and a touchdown, it feels like that might be his ceiling right now. I don't know. I've drafted him as my number one receiver in the only other fantasy league that I'm in. I took him in the 3rd round as my first receiver, and I genuinely thought that, like, okay, this dude, he's uber talented. Like, it cannot happen the same way this year as it did last year. But I mean, through even 4 weeks, again, even through yesterday, it doesn't look great. And the 4th quarter looked pretty good. It didn't look bad, but they were down. They were down a lot. I don't know, man. I'm getting real skeptical of Marvin Harrison. We're 20 games into his career now, and it's like, you are uber talented, but dude, you just haven't shown anybody like you're that guy, especially fantasy football wise. Like, dude, you didn't draft Marvin Harrison to be a wide receiver 2. You drafted him because he has number 1 overall potential. Not the way he's playing though. He doesn't have. He's like a low end wide receiver 2 right now, the way he's playing, and that's just it's super disappointing. And that's that. Next, I have it's this next guy. Little unfair because he is a rookie, but I do have Ashton Genty on this list. I've watched a lot of Ashton Genty. It's only been 3 games. He's a rookie, so I'm not worried about it. but I am surprised a little bit. You watch him run, he runs really, really hard, and I get that. His offensive line is not great. I also get that. I also see him missing a lot of holes. I see him running into the back of his offensive line. I see him just hitting the wrong hole. It's just not quite clicking for him right now. Again, we're only 3 weeks into the season. I'm not worried about it, but I am a little surprised. I'm a little surprised that the efficiency is as bad as it is with the volume that he's getting. He's not getting like great volume, but he's getting enough touches that like you should be doing something. I mean, pretty sure his yards per carry is in the 2s right now. Like, nah, you can't do that. If you're a top 5 pick, you can't do that. So we'll see. I think he will turn it around, but you never know. It's the NFL. Okay, next I have Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith, he's not a world beater. He's a low-end wide receiver 1, high-end wide receiver 2. I think that's pretty fair. Maybe even mid-round or mid-tier wide receiver 2. But, man, he just has not done shit yet this year. And other than the second half against the Rams, the Eagles' passing game has looked like ass. They were down by 23 points or whatever it was. Like the Rams weren't even playing real defense. They were playing like prevent defense the entire second half of that game. So I am still a little skeptical that the Eagles are going to get that passing game going. And I don't know, Devontae Smith just doesn't seem to be a huge part of that offense right now. It's a little scary. If you have him, I have him nowhere, so I don't care that much. But it is still surprising that that passing game in general looks like shit, and Devontae Smith looks like he's at the short end of it too. So I don't know. Again, we'll see. But I got him number 4, and then last I have Tua Tagovailoa. And I know nobody has like super high expectations for him. I don't either. But I still have higher expectations than what he has shown so far this year. Like, dude, his average depth of target is like 2 yards, something like that. Like, what are we doing right now? You have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, 2 of the fastest and 2 of the best receivers in the NFL, and you can't get them the ball more than 3 yards down the field. I mean, it is wild the way that they run that offense. Wild. Just dink and dunk to Devon Achane all day. Dink and dunk, dink and dunk. Every single time. And it's like, dude, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are absolutely, 100%, without a doubt, they are at their best when they are downfield and they can chase balls down, right? Throw it out to them as far as you can. Throw the ball as far as you can. These guys will track it down. Like, that's what they're good at. And you have a quarterback that cannot throw more than 5 yards downfield. It's wild. Absolutely asinine. So that, I mean, it's just super surprising. Like, I know he's not the greatest quarterback, but dude, 2 years ago, he was throwing for, like, when Tyreek Hill went for 2,000 yards, or almost went for 2,000 yards, like, Tua could throw. I don't know if it was the concussions. I don't know what's going on with Tua, but they got to figure something out over there in Miami, because you cannot keep dinking the ball down side to side, like east and west. That's all they do. Like, at some point, you're going to have to take some shots downfield, and I haven't seen it yet. And that doesn't bode well for Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill either. But Tua's the problem there. Like, 100% Tua's the problem there. Okay, so those are my bad surprises. Brian Thomas, Marvin Harrison, Ashton Genty, Devontae Smith, Tua. On to the good. So the first guy I have, we all know he's a good quarterback. It's Justin Herbert. We know he's a good quarterback. The early surprise for me is that right now he's a really good fantasy quarterback, which he has not been since probably his rookie year. He's been so good, so consistent. That receiving core looks so good. just so good. But most importantly, Justin Herbert looks really good, really confident, really calm, cool, collect, just everything. It looks like he's kind of putting it together. It wouldn't surprise me if he was in the MVP conversation at the end of the year. I wasn't sure if I was going to see this level of play again from him. Again, not to say that he's ever been a bad quarterback, because he's never been a bad quarterback, but we all know, like, he hasn't been a great, quarterback, especially a great fantasy quarterback, for the last 5 years, 4 at least. So it is nice to see, but I got Justin Herbert as my first choice for early good surprise. Second, I have Daniel Jones. Indiana Jones. I heard that nickname today. I was like, oh my God, it's a little on the nose, but it's still good. All right. Dude's been balling out. Man, I'll tell you what pisses me off about the whole Daniel Jones narrative. Everybody in the world, not everybody in the world, but a lot of people, like on TV, ESPN, all that bullshit. Oh yeah, I knew. If you can get this guy a good offensive line and good weapons, I knew he could be good. Like, no, you fucking didn't. Nobody on earth said Daniel Jones could be a good quarterback if you surround him with good talent. Nobody on earth has said that for 3 years, including me. So, huge surprise to me. I didn't see it. I didn't see it in the preseason. Dude, he looked like shit in the preseason. Like, what are we talking about? Like, everybody thought the Colts were done before the season started because Daniel Jones is ass. But no, he's playing really good. And it's awesome because, like, you got guys like Michael Pittman finally. I've always loved Michael Pittman. You guys got guys like him finally doing well. Jonathan Taylor is just balling out right now. Got Daniel Jones up there. Next, I have Javonte Williams. Obviously, that's a no-brainer. I think most people here know I've always been a big Javonte guy till he shredded his leg, and then I'm just like, see ya. But no, man, he finally looks like he's got that burst again. He looks really good running between the tackles, outside, everywhere. Dude, he looks fast. He looks healthy. Cowboys got a steal there. I'm not looking forward to facing him. As a Packer fan, I think Javonte looks really, really good. So, Lemish has got a steal there. I mean, I know Lemish's had him for a year, something like that. But, it's a good pick. And then next I have Travis Etienne. I think Etienne was so bad last year, and it's super surprising. It's very surprising to me that he was as bad as he was last year, and he is now as good as he is this year. Because, I don't know, that just doesn't happen in the NFL. To go from that good, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, that good, to then last year that bad, and now this year that good again. But it's fun to see. Because ETN's always been a good player, except for last year. So it's nice to see him bounce back, but very surprised. I thought he was going to shit the bed. I drafted Tootin, just kind of thinking, I don't know, ETN is done, and Tank Bigsby ain't that guy. And I was thinking, Tootin might have this backfield by halfway through the year. That is clearly not the case, but Tootin still looks good, but ETN looks like a man right now. So that's what I got, number 4. And then last, another Charger, Quentin Johnston. Man, I was a big fan of Quentin Johnston coming out of college. He was my second or third highest ranked player, I think, from that rookie class. And then he just comes out. He can get separation, but just can't fucking catch a goddamn ball. But Harbaugh stuck with him. He looks really good. It looks like, between him, Keenan Allen, Ladd McConkey, it looks like that receiving core is just, that receiving core is really good. It might be the best in the NFL, honestly. But yeah, Quentin Johnston finally stepping it up and finally making a name for himself and not acting like a fucking doucher. Give me a second here. I gotta move to the next week here. Sorry. Yeah, so those are my guys. Justin Herbert, Daniel Jones, Javonte Williams, Travis Etienne, and Quentin Johnston on the good side. Good thing I have none of those players. All right, so let's move on now to next week, this upcoming week. I'll give you my projections. So the first matchup we got is Achan, your brown neighbors, Burns, up against Touch His Penix, Lemish. So far we have Kenneth Walker already played, got Burns 14, so not bad. Not great, but not bad. But we got like Jalen Hurts against Brock Purdy. It looks like Brock Purdy's going to play. I'm going to take Jalen Hurts there, but Brock Purdy always makes shit interesting, so you never know. Jonathan Taylor against Devon Achane. I'm going to take JT there because JT is running wild right now, but Devon Achane is no joke, and Devon Achane is going to keep up with JT, so, excuse me, points-wise. Then we got Javonte against Travis Etienne. They actually came out the same rookie class like 5 years ago. I'm probably going to call that a wash. Yeah, I'm going to call that a wash. Nah, I'll give it to Etienne. Javonte's up against the Packers D. Packers D looks so good. They lost to the Browns, but man, that defense still looked really good. Next, Diggs against Walker. I'm taking Walker there. A.J. Brown against Jacoby. A.J. Brown. And then Garrett Wilson against Malik Neighbors. That could be a toss-up. Or it could go Neighbors side. I don't know. Jackson Dart is starting now, so I don't know. But I am going to take Burns there. But man, Lemish's team it's not bad. It's not bad. Receivers need some work, but it doesn't look bad. All right, next we have public enemy number 1, Whitey, against Sam and Co. They already had 2 players go. One, Whitey had Trey Benson get him 7, and then JSN got 13 for Sam and Co. Other than that, we have Caleb Williams against Lamar Jackson. I'm definitely taking Lamar Jackson there. Jalen Warren, if he plays against Trey Benson, who already got 7, I would go Jalen Warren if he plays. J.K. Dobbins against Keenan Allen, call that a wash. Zay Flowers against Rome. That's a really good cancel to Whitey's Caleb Williams. I would go Rome there. JSN against T. Higgins. I'm going JSN, even though JSN only got 13. Amon-Ra against McLaurin. McLaurin's not playing, so he'll play. Not a lot of options there. Well, whatever. Taking Amon-Ra. And I'm taking Sam and Co. for sure there. All right, next we got Pitts Creek. Boggs against Evan Shear. Evan made a tragic mistake of keeping James Conner in his lineup, who already played. Except James Conner is out for the year. So that's a big fat 0. Big fat 0 for Evan. So we got Baker Mayfield against Mahomes. I'm taking Baker there. James Conner against James Cook. Gonna take Cook there. Breece Hall against Jahmyr Gibbs. Gonna take Jahmyr Gibbs, though. Ashton Genty against Alvin Kamara. Ooh, I bet that's pretty close. Devontae against Tetero McMillan. I bet that's also pretty close. Drake London against George Pickens. I bet that's also pretty close. I am going to take Boggs. Only because Evan started James Conner. Like, Evan could have got Michael Pittman in there. Romeo Doubs, Josh Downs. Yeah, he had some options. That's unfortunate. All right, next we have Shit the Bed Fred against Prusky against Kraft and Cheese, Lemke. So we got Jared Goff against Dak Prescott. I am going to take Jared Goff. Again, I like the Packers D. Omarion Hampton against Chase Brown. I'm going to take Hampton there. Chase Brown, I am not a big fan. Without Joe Burrow there, I am not a big fan of Chase Brown. Then we got David Montgomery against Chuba Hubbard. I'm going to take Monty there. Quentin Johnston against Kyron Williams. I'm going to take Kyron. Ricky Pearsall, assuming he plays, against Justin Jefferson. If Ricky Pearsall plays, I bet that's pretty close. Justin Jefferson without Darnold. I don't know, man. I'm real skeptical that J.J. McCarthy or Carson Wentz can get him the ball enough. And then Jerry Jeudy against Cortland Sutton. That could be a wash, but I would probably go Sutton. And then Cole Kmet against Tucker Kraft. Going Kraft there. I'm going to take Brusky here, though. Yeah, dude, Brusky seems pretty good. All right, and then we have me, the underdogs against Cheeseheads with Attitude, Landon. I have Jordan Love against his Josh Allen. Going Josh Allen there. His Derrick Henry against my Jordan Mason. I'm going Derrick Henry. His Bucky Irving against my Christian McCaffrey. I'm going to go McCaffrey there. Bijan against Quinshon Judkins. I guess I'll go Bijan, but that could be really close. Quinshon looked pretty good. Jamar Chase against DK Metcalf. It's probably going to be close. And then I did start Tyreek. I think I'm going to start Tyreek Hill against his Darnell Mooney. I would take Tyreek Hill. And then Brock Bowers against Juwan Johnson. I will take Brock Bowers. Dude, I think this is going to be close. I genuinely believe this is going to be really close. Yeah, I'm going to go with me. I'm going to go with me by a hair. I don't think I beat him by more than 5 to 10 points. I think it's going to be really close. All right, and then the last matchup, we have Pump and Munch Yacht against Ricky 2000 Roofer. So we got Bo Nix against Justin Herbert. I'm going to go with Justin Herbert there. Saquon against Josh Jacobs. I'm going to go Jacobs there. I think Jacobs has a really good game, and Saquon has not ran super great this year yet. Kareem Hunt against Tony Pollard. That's probably a wash. Emeka Egbuka against DeAndre Swift. I'm going to take Egbuka there. Puka against Nico. I'm going to take Nico there. No, I'm going to take Puka. Jalen Waddle against Chris Olave. I'll take Olave. Sam Laporta against Kincaid. That's probably a wash. If anything, I'd go Kincaid, though. I'm going to go Roofer here, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go Roofer here, but that's going to be another tight one, I think. Yeah, I think that's going to be another good game. All right, well, that's what I got. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, good luck to everybody, and I will talk to you guys next week.